call the meeting to order Tuesday, May 21st at 6:01 p.m. And let's see here, the agenda for this regular meeting is as follows. We got call to order. I think I'm doing your part.
No,
Oh.
thanks, roll call.
Okay, roll call.
Chair Benson,
Here.
Vice Chair Grant,
Here.
Commissioner Boza,
Here.
Commissioner Davis, he is absent, and Commissioner Ramirez.
Here.
I tried to be here last week too, huh? Okay, and we have the flag salute. Luis, would you lead us?
Sure.
It's over there behind Mayor's thingy.
I pledge allegiance
To
to the flag
States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And number 4 is Secretary's report. Adam?
The agenda packet was published on May 16, 2020.
Okay. And approval of the minutes, item 5.1 for April 16, 2024.
I move we accept the minutes as written. Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Unanimously approved. With one abstention, absent. And approval of the agenda.
So move.
Okay,
A second.
and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And the approval of the agenda is unanimous. The other one absent. Okay. And if we have any introductions this evening?
No.
Okay. And public comment on items not on the agenda? Doesn't look like we have that either. And number 9 is new business, the 9.1 San Ysidro lighting / specific, picnic area improvements project completion.
Yes, so Heather could not be here tonight, but if you open up your packet and you see the first staff report, essentially it's just an informational item letting you know that this project is completed. It was basically an upgrade to the lighting at San Ysidro Park. About 2/3 of the project is paid for through a grant from Prop 68 monies.
Oh, it's wonderful. We got Prop 68
Yeah.
money. Woo.
It was a different program within the
At least we got some.
yes. The city just accepted the completion of the installation. There is a 1-year warranty, so in case there is something wrong, they will come out free of charge. So if you go over to San Ysidro, you can see the new LED lights.
I just have a couple of questions. One of it is about funding again, because that's such an income event. Is there any more money? How did we get that money? And is there any more?
Well, I didn't apply for the grants, I don't know, but from what, and Bryce can jump in here, but from what I know, is typically you are applying for a specific amount of money, and then I think that within this grant, there was a cap, how much the state would be willing to fund. Then you have to be willing to be able to pay for it. Does that answer your question?
Well, kind of, like.
I know some information.
Prop 68 grants, there's a couple different categories within Prop 68 grant funding. They fund different things, it's usually most of them for annual grant applications, you submit for a specific project. It's not just, here's money and figure out, do you get an extra $5? Do it. Depending on which of those buckets, the level of requirements, what we have to do as far as outreach on community engagement vary a little bit. The per capita portion of the grant, there's. What does that mean for us? It's based on the population base, but again, it's still competitive, so even though it's per capita, it's still grant application. And so there's different ones, there's some that are smaller pools of funds, there's some that can get pretty significant. It just depends, so typically we have grant needs or grant consultant every month, and other books is on there as well. And any grants, like Office State grants, there's a couple other ones, there's a park grant going out right now that we're evaluating right now at the time, so. There's other opportunities that come through, and we definitely try to take advantage of which we can.
So does that mean that the city's constantly looking for that opportunity, and if we have a grant, we apply for it?
Yes, yeah, we can identify a project, the grant funding can work for, and we have the match funds, because most grants require some kind of contribution on the city's part to make, and we'll go for it. So we've had several, then we've also been really engaged, citywide as far as earmarks. We have a couple of congressional earmarks that we received last state.
So did, the money was there also because it's a low income area? San Ysidro, does that have anything to
It
do with it?
can benefit,
And so,
yeah, it just depends on the criteria for the specific one.
okay.
And if you recall, because we had the recreation
Yeah.
Department, Parks and Rec Commission,
Michelle Wexler was chair.
had applied for a grant within the Proposition 68 program, and it was actually a $3 million. And unfortunately, we did not get it. We actually applied a second time to get it. And one of the requirements was that it had to be serving a low income population. In fact, they have this software where they can tell you exactly what the average per capita income is per house. And if it doesn't fit within those guidelines, then, you know,
Do you know if they're all? Are they?
every grant has different requirements.
I mean,
The process is-
federal, especially federal funding, more and more of the grants come in with that. Part of that's just as 40 is the name of the federal program right now. So they're more and more grants.
Are master plans eligible under Prop 68?
I'd have to look closer.
Sometimes, it factors into the documentation that you have to supply. for the grants.
What does that mean?
Well, if you're applying for certain things for like parks, yeah, I mean, a master plan may be an issue. But in this case, I don't think it was. Because you have an existing park, but you had we'll have a lot of low income around that.
So my question is if a master plan could be what you're applying for.
Oh,
Exactly.
oh, no,
That's what my question.
sorry.
Usually it's delivery, they want some kind of deliverable, so it's perfect.
So,
But again, I don't know, there's other, such processes, there's other park grant fundings that comes around seasonally, so.
Yeah.
would they fund a building like that gym over there? That could be low income. You think that's something that would? fit under
Wheeler?
Prop 68? No, we were just talking
Yeah, the
about
old
the boxing
PG
gym.
building,
Yeah, would that be something that would be,
the boxing gym.
yeah, refurbished and redone and.
If that,
It'd be possible, I don't want to get too into specifics, isn't it currently leased?
yes, city owns the building and it's been leased, to an organization that focuses on youth and boxing and.
talking about one by the train tracks there?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's across the tracks. Is a lease a long-term lease? Is it something that, I mean, I'm just trying to get something going and that's money that's for that. That'd be a great way to. apply.
Well, they're all competitive.
Yeah, and one thing, we often talk about this a lot is that getting a grant for lights is pretty straightforward, but when you get a grant to build a community center, then there's the operations. And if you don't have the budget to pay for that, then you've got a brand new building that's sitting empty, and doesn't have the staffing, it doesn't have the utilities and all the things that are required to.
Yeah,
make
that makes sense.
And unfortunately, there are not that many grants that cover the operation. They're just interested in
That makes sense.
the building. So it's one of the downsides.
And those lights, those are those black poles with the gas lamps on the top. Is that what that was on?
Well, they're not gas,
Oh, that should, yeah,
but they, yeah.
that would be cool. Yes, yeah.
They're
But they look like they're old
LEDs.
gas lamp kind of,
They're interesting.
okay.
I don't, yeah, actually, John, have you seen the?
Yeah, the amendment what we have down.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So it has.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. Appreciate the information.
Okay. Now we go to old business. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we need to take the possible action of receive notice of the completion and provide feedback or?
Which you've already done,
Okay, we did.
yes. And
Okay,
there's no public comment.
So The only other question I had was that the state has to send.
Yes.
But they haven't done that, and we've got a year, so I'm assuming that the year guarantee we have on that, if the state doesn't get in here till later to send out.
No, this is all legal, has to be. by the-
No, I read in the document that the state hasn't signed off on yet, but there you go, one
We have to
year.
file all this other stuff with the recorders.
I think she had mentioned that the state would come by and do a check.
Right, and it hasn't happened yet, so I'm just wondering if we're not in any danger of the year expiring and the state comes out, something after something, we have no comment.
Yeah, the project officer advised that the state inspection will be completed at a later date.
Yeah.
So if we weren't in compliance with the grant, then yes, that would be an issue.
That could be, but you don't anticipate that. All right,
Nope,
okay,
all right.
I'm cool.
Okay, so now we go on to, old business. Item 10.1, establishing a list of sites for evaluation of future potential pickleball courts. Staff report would be Bryce.
Yes, Commissioners, so there's two items that we want to accomplish today. One is documenting the percentage distributions for each commissioners through here. And then going over the list of sites through your packet, see if there's any that you want to remove or any that we didn't have included that you wanted, which can be included in that. So I recommend that we start with the percentage scoring for each commissioner.
Okay,
And I don't know, I'll through the chair, if there's a particular order that you want to go in as far as commissioner or,
Oh, I thought we were just gonna hand these in to you.
oh, that'd be easier.
Yeah.
No, the chair's first
We
name,
won't
so
muddy it.
we could start with her.
Yeah, I didn't put the percentage mark. Just put number.
I don't. No, I put percentages.
Well, do you just want them to, and then I'll hand mine in after, or how do you want?
So if you have them with the percentage down already, I can take those, and those that don't have it, we can go over right now and see how you allocate.
There you
that.
go, and I kept copies of my numbers already.
Okay.
And you
If I
can
did
have-
it incorrectly, let me know.
Do you need our name on it to document?
Yes, you probably
Yep.
should.
I'm thinking, no, I might
it
not
should
want
be in
to.
their name.
Right name?
Yeah, it's up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine just-
What's it feels easier.
Thank you very much.
Play on the top?
Thank
Do you have any questions, Terry?
No, no.
And
I
then
went to
I'll,
Adam.
Commissioner Davis is at some point in the near future.
future.
So the next step is to look at the potential fall for rights for evaluation. So there's a list of 20 based on parts that currently held by the city. Are there any that the commission wishes to remove from consideration?
What's your part?
So everyone see the,
Oh,
it looks like this.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, put your part.
Is it in the pack? I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no.
And I'm feeling like El Roble Park, only because it's a nice little place for the court, but it's too noisy to next to residential.
Okay.
So for that reason, I think El Roble Park.
I'm not 100% in agreement with that.
Okay, well, let's start with this. So we have a suggestion to remove Butcher Park.
That's strictly because Butcher Park's way too small, won't fit anything.
Is that something that,
So I'd say, since I'm the chair, let's just say, go one by one. So removal of Butcher Park, is there, we have that. Who's saying aye and who's saying nay? So I say
any
aye.
direction, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, because you know, at the end of, you can,
Okay,
I don't know if there is a motion for it. No.
No, just direction.
Yeah.
well, I'm for one saying no on Butcher Park.
Okay.
So does it mean everybody, I mean, do you have to have, record all the no's or?
Well, is there
So
anyone?
Anybody say,
I've documented now, so Butcher Park is off the list.
right, unless
Okay.
anybody has an objection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next would be carriage shows.
I don't know nothing about that, part to comment.
Okay. Keep that.
Is that where you live? over
That's my
there?
part.
That's your part?
I wouldn't recommend it.
Isn't that where there already is the, one
Split.
facility? Isn't there already a,
You're at Sunrise,
oh, okay,
which is
sorry.
right next, near.
Okay,
Carriage Hills, it's on the other side of Rancho Hills.
yeah, where we did put the trees up 1 year,
Yes,
Okay.
Arbor Day 2018.
Oh, okay, okay.
something like that.
So are we supposed to say something about something?
Yeah, so
that-
basically this is the list and we're going through, if this first, the list of 20, to identify if there's any that the commission feel should not be considered or evaluated. for-
Oh, not to be, okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So is it-
I think from a, locale and one of the criterias that we had here of
Facilities.
location in the community and an impact on neighboring, I think these parks that are really truly designated in a community probably shouldn't be for a bigger facility area. I don't know how y'all think about that, but
Is there any parking there?
yeah, just off street.
Street.
Street parking, so residents also are parking on the street along with people that are coming into the
Sure.
pickleball. They're
Yeah.
competing for parking spaces.
So. So this is identify parks that should be evaluated. This isn't to actually score and say, okay.
Okay.
park-
Right.
Just wanna Make sure that if you do this, you're eliminating it from consideration, or you're not evaluating it based on.
Okay,
The criteria, you're just saying whether the park should be evaluated at all. So
Okay.
basically, if you think it shouldn't even be evaluated or even scored at all, then the commission can choose to remove it.
See,
Yeah.
that's confusing to me because I don't know enough about that park to say yay or nay about it.
Right, so you.
So just say, leave it alone when it could be good.
Yeah, so he.
Okay, we'll leave it on- leave it on the list.
Ones to remove. Butcher
Okay.
Park, I don't even think it's big enough to put
Right,
it.
that's a definite easy one.
yeah.
So.
Okay,
once-
so-
Yeah,
Leave carriage on, leave carriage on. Okay.
Visit it.
Leave Christmas Hill on.
Mhm.
But leave Christmas Hill ranch site, I think it's questionable. And let
No,
me tell you why.
go ahead.
Because of the riparian. Water riparian area that we all think is, oh, it's free land over there. And that's the one that we've got Henry Garcia and his group.
remember the.
But no, I'm just laying in this, that's the one caveat, I think. Don't want to get our hopes up, but we could leave it. on.
I would like to leave it on there.
Okay.
Madam President, Madam Chair,
Yes, sir.
I want that on,
Okay?
Yeah.
It's on.
rent site.
It's on.
Yeah.
But do know it does have some issues.
Yeah.
But those we can
We'll
work
try.
out later.
Yeah. Sydney Casper Park, there is only on-street parking. It's right by a school. It's like 3 acres, but it'll take the green space for any,
Is it level land or does it
Yeah,
go up?
it's
on the
level.
slope? Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's level.
Okay.
parts of it go up, but, yeah.
Is it real close to Los Angeles School?
Across the street.
Rochester Street.
Oh,
So, yeah, I think it would take all the green space they have where the people play soccer.
I would,
We could
I
keep
would
it,
say-
but I was just telling you, it's really not.
yeah,
Prefer just leave it on to
Right.
make that evaluation.
all right.
Delray Park,
Does everyone know where that is? The
Nope.
Luigi Freya? That's the school that shared the playground. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
and El Roble Park. Where they have the 2 tennis courts that are in disrepair.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll leave that
Can we
on.
Keep that on.
Sure. Farrell Avenue Park,
Leave that on.
Forest Street Park,
What do they already have there?
Playground,
and mostly
Grass.
green space.
playground, grass, shade.
Leave it there, yeah.
I can leave it there,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know criteria what we're gonna finally come down to.
Right.
That'll probably work its way out. And, Gateway Park, is that,
that is on the corner of Hecker Pass.
It's only, it's happening. You can take that one.
It's all
It's
concrete.
0.6 acres, yeah.
But it's not where the senior area is in there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's got a name, okay. Oh,
Patty,
yes, sir.
just a question. Is it on the corner of Heifer Pass and
Sanders.
First Street?
Oh, yeah, First
Yeah,
Street.
that little,
Century
the
Sun.
little
Yeah.
pocket parkway?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, with
there's
a
like a
big,
few, park benches.
Yeah.
Nice Gilroy
a
sign.
big Gilroy.
I just
Okay,
think size wise, it's just. I don't know.
yeah, Gilroy Sports Park, I think that should be left on the list.
Yep.
Any objections? No. Hecker Pass Park,
That's Third Street.
Is that the dog park
Yes.
area? I mean, at this point, we might as well leave them all on there and take a real good look after we've gotten criteria settled. I
Is
mean,
that where the dog park is?
yeah.
That's where the dog park is, playground, the left.
Mhm.
Okay.
Los Animas Veterans Park.
Leave it.
Mhm. Los Arroyos Park,
I don't know where that
I
is.
believe it's on more of
it's
the
by,
seaside.
it's in the middle of,
Yes.
you know where they have the daycare?
Oh, yeah, 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 is that right? Oh, near, yeah, Hirosaki.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Yes, Levon?
Mhm.
Miller Park. Okay, Rainbow Park.
Isn't that where the tennis courts are? Rainbow, or is that?
No,
No, that's back,
It's the smaller park next to.
Uh,
Playground.
backs up to Mount
no,
Madonna High School.
Mount Madonna High School.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
think it's out of
Got
here.
it.
I think it's.
Rainbow Park is actually, the school district's gonna run their fence,
Yeah,
so it's going to shrink.
Oh.
Okay,
Just the-
So is that a keep on or remove?
I think at this point, sounds like,
I'd say remove it. It's one of
Remove it,
my
'cause-
parks and I go there a lot,
I
and just like the parking and the nature of what is around it. No, I would say let's not keep it.
Friends Park. No, it's too small.
That's yours?
No, it's just a teeny weeny little park. Isn't that the one over by the city yard?
No, that's not true.
Oh.
This is on, what, is it Ren?
Hannah
It's on.
Oh, yeah,
If you just
but it's just like a right by a cul-de-sac and it's like a
horseshoe.
piece of
It's-
pie.
Very small.
Oh, it's another small one. It's by Joni Lewis.
Yes.
That's removal?
Yep, it's teeny
That's only half an acre, yeah. Remove that.
even. Sandra Cedar Park, I say yes.
Yes,
Sunrise Park,
yes.
yes. Village Green
Which-
Park,
Which village, which is
Yeah.
the thing?
Third Street and Santa Teresa.
That's where the
Right on the corner there, there's a,
big Gilroy
is that
sign.
where the bike fix is?
No,
no, there's a horseshoe pit, it's right by the overpass that goes over Hooves Creek. It's mostly wild, natural.
Oh, it's just all the dirt area with just,
The grass, no, it's on the west side of Santa Teresa.
on the west.
As you, right where the roundabout is.
yeah. Oh, that's.
It's
that's
a
nice
little
part. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's part of
Mostly
this, it's like an
nature.
extension of Hecker Pass. So,
Yeah. Do you know how many acres it is? I don't have, I thought it was.
if anybody had the city guide, they're all in the city.
Village Green is not on the list.
Do we actually name it Village Green Park? Is that another one of those names?
That was, I don't think there was. I think that's just what, when they built it, that's. I can't find it in time for you guys to. make this decision. But it's pretty small.
Oh, it's
There's no
very small,
parking.
yeah.
There's no
All right, let's take it
parking.
off.
I would take it off.
So that's
Okay,
enough.
Bryce, how's that help you?
Okay, yeah, so we're removing Butcher, Gateway, Rainbow, Ramsey Village. So we're down to 15.
Okay,
Good. Are there any properties or areas that the commission wants to add? I mean, that I may have missed my.
well, with the ice skating rink, is there going to be room by that? I realize that's not in the city, but then again, most of the park isn't.
That would be the sports park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's still considered sports park. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it takes, the ice center will be kind of in the middle of the park, just a lot of.
Yeah,
So there is another place that there are already existing parks. Sam, you wanna kind of, I think this is a good appropriate time for you to bring up the
Yeah,
conversation we had.
so, I called John, what's his name again? What's his name?
Paul,
Paul.
Paul and Ledoux or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's the facilities guy, because he
Construction,
works
yeah.
with you on the bigger gym there. Anyway, we went yesterday to South Valley and they have 12 pickleball.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Good for them.
So I'll tell you, it really going, whoa, this is amazing. Yeah. And we talked, he was really great to work with. I mean, we just had a good conversation and and he spoke very highly of you, Adam, in terms of your relationship with with the gymnasium there on that site. And, you know, this kind of brought back for me the days when, and I'm not saying we need to do this, but the superintendent of schools and the park and rec director used to meet in a hot tub. And they would discuss things about what they need to do together. And I was thinking, this is, and Paul was very, very open to it, you know, we could maybe work together. However, there are some issues there, and that the issue is you can't get onto this facility until the afternoon. But he says, you know, if you want to have what do you call it? I think we had, I read it in the
A
notes,
tournament,
uh,
league,
No reservation. Don't you?
a contest, what do you call it? Yeah.
Competition.
Yeah, tournament, thank you. So that's potential, then it's set, you set it up at a certain time. But I'm just thinking, what was it, Louis, was it 12?
12
12
courts there, they have, he's also in charge of facilities at Brownell and Gilroy. They have 4, I think it's 4 at Brownell.
Yeah,
And he's got all the tennis courts at Gilroy that aren't being utilized.
Yep.
That have lights, and he says with a little bit of work, and you could do that at Gilroy High School too, so you've got 3 schools that have facilities that are already built, and you have to have an agreement, joint agreement, all the things that the city has to do and work with the schools, but he was very open to it. And I think that's low hanging fruit in my mind.
Louis, I went to the Gilroy High School one, it's way in the corner. You have to go
How about
down
the tennis
Field
courts?
Road to go look at it, but.
Or
So
go
then
through the
I
school
checked with
parking
my
lot.
daughter,
Yeah.
who's a avid tennis player. And I said, does that part of the park get used? And she said, not much, only by the school district. By the way, the students at South Valley, it's part of their curriculum. If I understood that correctly, Louis.
So South Valley's junior high is the one on the IOF and Murray.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, brand new.
okay, so, but Gilroy doesn't own any of that land,
No,
In the city.
the city.
it would be a joint use.
It would be a joint use, and the school would use it throughout the school year, all day long until after tournaments possibly concluded, which could be 5 o'clock at night.
There's a potential
Yeah,
for what might or could occur.
yeah.
Right,
So from my understanding, from this would be something like, wouldn't be like open court time. It would just be intended, this, it's fine, open courts that the city, or open to the public intended.
Yeah.
I don't like the location.
The school districts, from my understanding, it would be like I said, reservation based.
yes.
Windows, but it wouldn't be like open.
Yeah,
To
no,
rent the facility pay for it, so. I think it's good that you can document that and have that information available potentially in the future, but I want to make sure that we don't. Commingle that with this project, which is a future site for city courts that can be open for just general play.
yeah,
I agree that they're separate projects, but in a time when people are clamoring for pickleball courts. And you've got 12 brand new ones, even if it is for a tournament or something else, they do have a software program that. I haven't been on it, don't know how easy to use, I don't know, just. Somebody wants to go on, they go on, and they just leave it open from 5 to 6. There's a lot of details to be figured out, but there are pickleball courts available now.
Yeah.
Well-
If we put that together.
Yeah, but I think it's a big what if, because it has to go to the school board, has to go to council.
Yeah.
Those are 2 big ones, those are 2 big hurdles. And also because that's a locked facility, just like Brownell is a locked facility. But I think if the pickleball group, like Gilroy Tennis Group, okay?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming there's gonna be a pickleball group. If they want to contact the schools about having tournaments there, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
Because why does the city have to do that when they could, and then they pay for the damage or pay whatever fees to use it? And there you go. I mean, that's part of them stepping up.
And just a reminder, the city does actually offer pickleball 3 days a week
Right,
throughout the school year
and we were,
at Wheeler Gym, rain or shine.
And also at the other part.
and
Yeah.
Sunrise at the multi-use.
Yeah.
tennis.
I'm a little off here, but what is the requirements that we have with the school district on that large gymnasium? Do we have is it a contract or
We're
what?
talking about Cesar Chavez Gym.
Yes.
Yeah, so the city and the school district, there's also the charter school that's there, so it gets a little complicated, but basically,
Yeah.
the way that most of our grants work, including the swimming pool, is that when they're not using it, so if it's after school hours or during the summer.
Yeah.
And the city gets.
Solorzano, same way, right? Yeah.
So as long as it's not during school time.
Right.
So I don't want to rule that out.
No, I know, but it's not our facility. So it's not that we're ruling it out, but we're putting it as a caveat so council knows. But it is way more than our charge.
And because it's not our property, what kind of infrastructure will have to be developed on land that is not
Yeah,
there? And I don't like the location. I'm just gonna put that
But
again.
getting back to
Question.
what Bryce was saying is that. Focus on this project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
agree.
keep this on the back burner.
Yeah.
Because it is important and it could serve a purpose later on.
Yeah.
But for right now, focus on now these 15 locations and let's hear them.
Okay.
I have another question, Bryce.
Sure.
If we're looking at South Valley, then what do they have available at Gilroy High School? If they have tennis courts, what about Christopher High School? I mean, these are back burners. Maybe city looks into more restructuring. And what about Gavilan College? You know, there's another one that I don't know what they've got going out there, but since pickleball is all the rage, maybe they're interested in getting citizens signed up for pickleball and maybe they're interested in doing a joint. It's worth the ask.
Yeah,
So maybe not for us to ask, but the city.
we can ask that, but again, it's,
Aside from this.
so we'll add that as an augmentation to like a
Yeah.
broader program.
Yeah.
But for the recommendation of potential sites for future pickleballers for the city, that well, the city property.
I want to ask you.
Okay.
Right, sure. So, today we come up with, are we gonna end up with 15 of these? Or
At this point, yes, there's the 15
Okay.
here. If there's any other city-owned sites that we want to add that.
Yeah.
the Commission knows. Then what will happen is for the next meeting, June meeting, I'll have a packet of evaluation sheets for each meeting.
Mhm.
And that's gonna, you have one sheet for each of the 15 sites or whatever, however many sites.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'll have these, the criteria that's selected, we'll have a percentage, just gonna rate them 1 to 10.
Yeah,
On each criteria, and then that is gonna go through July, and I think the August meeting is when officials come back, and that's when you would turn in those sheets.
yeah,
And then we would then take that back, tabulate it, and then at the September meeting is when we come back with draft results for the commission.
okay.
So this is, Patty,
Mhm. Yeah,
this is not necessarily directed to you, Bryson, but to Adam. If we decide, if we got, like you said, if the pickleballers came and they said, we wanna use the courts at South Valley. Do you have to go back then and get an agreement with the school district? Or do we have an agreement already?
Well, we have an agreement. Facilities,
Uh-huh.
but if it were to get very granular, we would probably want something very specific.
Yeah.
Some sort of MOU.
Yeah.
But again, I just want to remind you,
Yeah.
focus on these
Yeah.
city-owned sites. That's the
Yeah.
purpose of this project.
It's.
Yeah.
With all due respect,
It's-
it's pretty difficult to focus on this for me.
Yeah.
When you have 12 courts over there. You know,
But
and
there's-
so I would suggest that we put this on some kind of a burner over here to the side. That says that we're gonna do something with that, just so that. Maybe something happens separate from what you're doing.
Well, it'll still be noted in my report, once we have the report and the recommendations.
Great.
It'll still be included in the staff report right to council.
Okay,
That, hey, this is another option to look at.
yeah, you-
But again, it's a reminder that the effort here is city-owned courts, so we can have open.
Yeah,
Again, knowing that the school district, everything's gonna be tournament or reservation based.
Yeah.
And that isn't gonna necessarily meet everybody's needs, but combination might work out.
so Bryson, at some time. we're gonna have to get to the point where we say, this is how much it's gonna cost. Will that happen in our,
That won't happen as part of this specific effort because we're gonna come with recommendations. The other thing is that every year that cost is gonna change.
Yeah.
Right, that's the downside. And so what'll end up happening is identify the sites and then we start looking for funding. We have needs assessment that's been developed. And we're going to move towards implementing that as well. That's funding the budget for the next fiscal year, to start kind of bring those needs up into the right place. For implementation.
okay,
So
now
hopefully that's.
I can focus myself back over to here.
And I'd like to just say, this is just kind of, it's me talking. I think that the city does a great job of keeping all those courts and all the areas that we use recreationally really, really well. I won't comment on what I think about how the school district runs their stuff, but I think when we go to courts and specifically Los Angeles, the tennis club there. I mean, people come from all over and appreciate that park and the tennis courts and how they're kept up. And that's part of the city's job, and they do a good job with it. And so for me, I'm thinking what we already have, we have enough. So maybe later on down the road, the school district looks at that and says, geez, this is really a good thing. But in the meantime, we focus on the city of Gilroy, accommodating the parks and recreational activities that are possible and already abound within our
Well,
city.
just like the pickleball folks came to us, they can also go to Gavilan College and ask them, hey, we want you to have some classes. You can use some of your facilities. They can make that pledge to them too. There you go. We don't have to be the one all do all.
Yeah. I feel like, because there's so much more that Parks and Rec offers.
Yeah.
The community than just
I'm
pickleball.
just curious, how that came about of 12 courts in the school.
You want Paul to come here? and
No, I
tell you?
don't want him to come. I was just kind of curious how
Yeah,
that
of
happened.
course.
He would know.
We are.
Yeah, I know, we're off track.
So let's.
Just
I'm
curious.
sorry for doing that,
No,
but I just wanted to let you know that there is something out there that could be utilized. And we should
Maybe.
open ourselves up to being willing to utilize it.
Mhm.
No offense to anybody. This is a
No.
good project for us to do. But at the same time, there's 12 courts out there not being used.
That's right. I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So,
Definitely worth exploring.
so with all due respect, Terry, I disagree with you.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine. I would like more information on those, how accessible they are.
Yeah.
Well,
to the
I think
public. So
that's
that we need to-
beyond that.
Exactly.
Let's not go
Exactly.
there.
Verified with
Let's
that
not
sound.
go there.
Let's
Number
move.
one, let's remember it's a school.
Yeah.
Period. That's not where we're gonna look at this, but we're gonna keep it on the burner. Got it. Okay. Right? Any more?
No, that's it.
That's it?
Those 15 and we'll get together.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to us.
Have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
Can you take one?
Pass these down?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Can you do that with your left hand?
Sure can. I'm learning a lot more with my Rapidino. Just can't write.
Why do we have an extra one? Nobody else? Everybody else?
Oh, it was for.
Go back down.
No, I know.
So Patty, can I ask the first question? Oh,
Let's wait a second.
yeah.
I have to announce this on there. if I'm doing that. Okay.
You'll see that.
This is still under old business, item 10.2, review of FY 24 and 23 Parks and Recreation Commission work plan. Staff report, Adam, and then I guess after you can ask.
Yes, so I've got this spreadsheet because the one in your packet is so small.
Yeah.
and, You wouldn't be able to read it, so I reprinted it on one.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's just the way that. Anyway, so this is just an update on your work plan. So if you go to the staff report at the bottom where it says analysis, you can follow along and that, and what answer questions.
All right.
Yes, so,
Is it-
can I go through it?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
thought you
so,
were looking at me like I should start talking.
oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so for Arbor Day, Staff is recommending that Arbor Day be held either September or October, keeping in mind it's already May. There were 2 locations identified that are in need of trees, Sydney Casper Park and Rainbow. And Rainbow Park, because those line of trees that were planted
Thank
there 6 years ago are,
Dead.
so we will replant that area.
Terry Berry will be very happy. She's been texting me.
So let me go through these and then you can offer some comments, feedback. Training opportunities, Chair Benson, Commissioner Ramirez attended a National Park Foundation sponsored webinar about funding parks and recreation. This was last month. In addition, I wanted to make you all aware of the 2024 Silicon Valley Bike Summit. It's actually Bicycle Coalition Summit. It's going to be held this year in South San Francisco. Last year it was held in Mountain View. A few of us from the city attended. Commissioner Ramirez, myself, council members, Zach Hilton was there. And it was a very informative event. If you would like to go, let me know and I can register you. And also if there's enough of us, we can all go together. Last year we took Caltrain up, we took bikes. But if you want to drive, you're more than willing to. Of course, it is a bike summit, so most people will be coming on bike. Anyway, so that's August 29th. And anyways, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I'll also send out some more information so you can see what some of the items there, the meeting conference schedule will be. Citywide events. So thank you to those who stopped by for Bike to Wherever Day. I have some pictures in the recreation staff report. You'll see. We had a lot less participants this year than we did last year, but it was still a lot of fun and good job to you. Also, I wanted to make you aware, if you want to do this, Downtown Live is back. They're going to be starting up next month after school's out. And then they go I think it's Thursday, every Thursday throughout the summer, August. I put down some potential dates that the commission, which historically has tabled in the past. This is where I'll set up a table for you, put up a table cover, we'll put some informational items out, and then members of the public, while they're at Downtown Live, they can stop by, they can ask questions, you can schmooze, talk about the parks, see if they want to get involved in parks and recreation, whether it's the commission or the recreation. So it's a good opportunity for you to network, let them know that the commission exists. Anyway, so these are some potential dates. You don't have to say that you can or can't do it this very moment, but if you want to let me know, please do. And all right, let's keep going. The pickleball facility we just talked about, nothing to discuss there. And in terms of the other items, study opportunities for parks and recreation services to have dedicated funding sources. I don't have an update, but Commissioner Ramirez might. And
Let me
then,
know when you're gonna speak.
okay, hold on a sec. And then the story walk, there's no update right now, so the next phase or the next step in this process is now for staff to start reviewing potential locations, meeting with the library, and then kind of finding out more details so that we can come back with some more information for you to get acquainted with. So that concludes the staff report, and we'll be happy to take your questions.
Okay. We'll let Sam have his question since he asked earlier.
Well, it's two-part question,
That's
one at
fine.
the top and one at the bottom.
Okay.
So, on the Arbor Day,
Yes,
who begins this? Is this something happens and then I join in and so John, that's your baby then?
yeah, yes.
Okay,
So John and I met after the last meeting.
Okay.
And I said, listen, because at the end of the day, it's parks. It's his guys who are gonna be digging the holes. It's
Okay.
his guys who are gonna be identifying, okay, here's a site that
great.
really benefit.
Yeah.
So John went out and did an assessment of expectations. I also showed him where we've done it recently,
Oh,
so we
nice.
don't replicate, although with Rainbow Park, because of the situation, he thought it was a good idea. And then in terms of time, fall seems like it's actually a great time to plant, because it's right before the rainy season, so you can really soak it in.
Okay.
John, do you wanna add anything?
Yeah, I think you touched on just about everything, but yeah, we just examined looked at the areas and chose somewhere that we can have adequate infrastructure there to water the trees.
Okay.
Now we have about 8 missing trees at Rainbow Park. That's why we were high on placing that one. We did recommend to do the fall based on timing of the year, when we get the trees a chance to get established before the summer heat. It's a nice idea to do it here in April, but we've got baseball and all the other things that are kicking off. Plus, you get a hot day in the May, water's not on and you lose the tree really quick.
Yeah.
when you have it.
Is that why we lost those trees?
Can't say,
I don't think.
Jerry, I haven't been here.
No,
Yeah.
never was planted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that, you
They
know.
were just kind of dinky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways,
Yeah, okay. I mean, just like, is it bad soil and then we're gonna plant trees in bad soil again? If in fact that's what caused the trees, that's a,
Yeah.
like I'm asking, is there plenty of water for, it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, you don't want to do all this again.
right, when we don't know why the previous trees all died.
We'll take the steps to make sure.
So
Yeah.
we're, how many trees are we talking about at Rainbow? More than the 3 or,
Like, I think there's 8 missing.
oh, 8, okay, great,
We removed the ones that were dead.
okay, couple other ones.
There were some that were just kind of standing there too, so. if you-
Standing there looking dead.
Yeah, at
This
least
is on mentality.
6 to
Yeah, yeah.
8.
I'm standing there looking
Matt
at it live.
Is that Rainbow, the side street
No,
that goes into the
Oh.
port?
That goes into La Madonna.
Isn't it Hirosaki?
Hirasaki's the other side. I don't,
Oh, is it Rainbow?
it's Rainbow. I don't know, but I know it.
There's another 3 on that way.
Okay.
It's Hirosaki.
I'll
Yeah,
strip the trees, so that'd be a great spot.
And then what about Casper? How many trees we need there?
Casper. Have to look, it probably, you're maybe.
Not too many.
Less number, maybe 3,
Okay,
just to fill in some of the ones that. Didn't make it.
Yeah.
John, are we talking about doing both ones? Or
No.
one?
I would stick to
Okay.
just one.
Okay, yeah,
It's a lot of work.
I understand, I just didn't. Nothing, okay.
yeah,
And we may be able to. Piggyback off of. How we did this year at sports, at the dog park, partner with Google and.
Yeah.
Some trees.
Yeah, that would-
size.
it doesn't mean too many, so yeah. I'm for having Rainbow go first. Personally, I think the need is greater there. Are these going to be substantial trees like what you put in the dog park? Or are these
Uh,
gonna be those little 15 gallon?
Probably not as big, but I would try to get them bigger than 15 gallon.
Okay,
They are going into a park strip, so.
yeah,
Your space is limited.
yeah,
There you can put them in there. At least put 24
nice,
inch box trees.
okay,
Yeah.
great.
You get any of those from the tree farm?
So I've been talking with Greg
Yeah.
to, we've been in discussion about areas that we could use trees.
May I, Patty, just interject?
Yeah.
So you answered my question, because I didn't know when I would have to jump in as the representative from the commission. So that's- In other words, you let us know when we're
Oh,
supposed
yes,
to do that.
yes.
And then looks like we're looking like September, October,
Did you say sober?
September
Oh.
or October. I might have slurred, I don't know. I need some medicine, it's starting to hurt.
Does anyone else have a preference for location?
Oh, what, where the trees are?
Well, between these two locations, Sydney, Casper.
I defer to,
How many, I just wanna know, I don't know, I do not know Sydney Casper at all. I mean, I can pass by
By where I
5 times.
live,
Yeah, I know, it passed by, it just doesn't ring a bell. Is that the one where the sidewalk goes up the? Is there a walkway around that? I just think, I think of, Tree City. We're Tree City, and aren't we supposed to have trees planted? Like when there's new housing areas and stuff like that, is that not part of the thing? So I would probably want to say go back to Rainbow, because otherwise it's just a bare spot right there, along the walk, like the street, yeah. So I would say replace what was already, replace what was there. That's what I'd
And
like
I
to,
drove past, our 6 little trees that are on Church Street at the park.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. They're still there?
yeah, Farrell's,
Farrell.
Okay, so it sounds like Rainbow.
Yep.
Rainbow in the fall.
Yep.
Terry Berry.
And
will be
maybe,
happy.
maybe we can do early October. That way we don't take a chance on getting in the rainy season. Seems like with the, it seems like with the, global warming, seems everything's pushed back. I mean, the rains came later, it's like they're gonna,
Yeah.
maybe that's our life now.
That would be great later in October,
Yeah, or maybe,
mid-October, kind of
yeah,
really busy reseeding and.
yeah.
Cause that's some severe, that's intense sun at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, come over the hill into that park. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's hot, yeah,
Yeah.
that'll burn
Yeah.
those
Okay.
little babies.
Alrighty. Now, Sam, you had another question, or shall we go on to the next section?
No, I do have another question.
Okay.
It's down at the bottom.
Didn't
the
you tell them
library
like 10
thing is-
questions?
And I have to give Adam a lot of credit for trying to keep me, down. So, no, I say that lovingly.
Yes.
So, this year, the fishability program?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we donated, Gilray Elks
Mhm.
donated, because of Dave Bozo, he came to our rescue and did the dinner, and we had a
Mhm.
great turnout.
Mhm.
So we gave $1,500 to fishability from the Gilray Elks.
Nice.
And then we also gave $2,500 to the Vets Hall for their new kitchen.
Mhm.
Oh,
So I'm saying that because I would like us at some point be able to say, let's do another one of these story walks. But we'll wait until we get the first one.
I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Plus,
That's all I want.
it was a grant too, isn't it, from the library?
Well, it's from the Santa Clara County Library Foundation.
Yeah, so that's how it's being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the city, but
Right.
So
we'll pay for the upkeep.
we'll come back. Probably, because you have a meeting in June, you're done in July, so probably August. Additional
Yeah.
information.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else on the?
Yeah, can I speak now on the revenue source? The last meeting I presented some of the major options that I thought we could get. A permanent source of funding for Parks and Rec, because it's, in my opinion, it's totally lacking. You think about what Gory was in the 90s, and what it is now, again, framing my issue. Recreation is 4.5 people under the administrative budget, that's just general fund, so we don't get any priority when it comes to funding. Interviewed people at Watsonville, the public works, parks director there, they've got 2 sources of independent funding, one from a sales tax measure with the public safety fund, which right now we're talking about here in Gilroy, right? They got access to some of that, and then they went back to the ballot and got a separate measure again. So they got 2 separate income sources coming into Watsonville, and they have a pretty robust recreation program with, I think, 25 people in there. So, employees. So, none of these are easy. Okay, we went down the road, we tried to put money in, with the capital improvement program, the first one. We went down, we battled, we put in some information, and we got $100,000 over 2 years, and it wasn't even part of the capital project, it was just off the side, and you still haven't seen any of it.
And we saw half of it for the dog park. That's where 50,000 of it.
Right.
I don't know if it's all spent.
So that's an opportunity, I think the budgeting cycle's coming up. When is that, Adam?
It would be a year from this June.
Okay, So if we're gonna go that route, we have a year to prepare to put something together, we can try to go after something in the capital. And we've discussed in the past, also that our master plan is 22 years update. Without a master plan, you can't get access to impact fees or development fees, so there's, you know, there's.
No increases anyway.
That's right, and so none of these are gonna be easy. I think it's how much force do we want to put behind it, how much energy do we have to put behind it, how political that we get. I did meet with a couple of different city council members. I knew that the sales would come up, have an idea, really rough idea of how much is gonna need it to fund the new fireplace and some of the place, and there could be some left over. And I think some council members would support some of that money coming forward, if there was some. But the question is, how do you go about trying to effectuate, trying to make that happen? Personally, I can meet with it, but I think it takes something as a commission to either collectively lobbying each council member or putting a memorandum together to city council expressing how we think how important this is. But I think it needs to come from all of us and not just one or two. So I guess my point is, how much energy do we have to pursue something like this? For me, I'm willing to go as hard as we want, but if it's just me, it's gonna be different. That's my.
In August, I have to present to city council our update, and we don't get very long, and it's mostly PowerPoint slides, correct? But there's no objection if I hand out a letter that we all jointly sign about future capital for next year, because since I'm going off, I'm not gonna be here, but it's one of my big ones, you all know. And I was thinking that maybe we can try that too, at the same time. Here's our foot in the door, don't forget us, I'm gonna be gone, but you're gonna take over or whatever. It's there, it's part of this is big on our list.
I have a comment about that. I can just hear how your fervor and, are we stepping out of line in any way as just as commissioners putting this together and pushing for it? Or do we have any kind of city backing? Or is there already city consideration? Where does the commission step the foot in?
Well, I just look at our mission statement. Enhancing the
saying
quality of life by acquisition, development, and sustainability of parks. We haven't done any acquisition, we haven't done any development. So we're not even into our mission statement.
What? And why are we not there?
Because council doesn't
money.
approve the funds.
And,
It's a different,
and have we put it out there?
Yes.
You know, I was gonna say, because this is where I thought you were.
I'm going-
There is a precedent for commissions to hand what's often referred to as a white paper, which is a
Okay.
memo. Stating, you know, whatever objective that you're trying to achieve.
Okay.
For example, the Gilroy Youth Commission a year ago, if you believe of all commissions did it, they proposed the use center. They provided an analysis. This is the objective. Here's some research. Here's potential costs. Here's what we would like you to consider. And I can email it to you as an example. It was, I think, 2 pages. So it's not like a 30-page report with citations. But I think if you do want to follow Chair Benson's suggestion, you know, it's gonna require work. The commission met outside of the meeting, committee, and it went through a whole process of review. Some research involved, made some phone calls, email. So the meeting's coming up in August, it's May, so there isn't a lot of time, but you do have another meeting after this. And depending on which council meeting you get, you may have 2 meetings to go over it and review it.
Well, we were also dark in July and I'm willing to work on it.
Yeah, exactly.
so am I. So.
Yeah. So, you know, of all of you, in terms of how to move forward, that might be the best way, only because you're gonna get face time with the policymakers.
Mhm.
And you're gonna be able to outline some sort of strategy. which ultimately is what you're going to need in order to move this forward. 'Cause you're not talking about the acquisition of a playground. Or something. You're talking about millions of dollars.
Yeah. Do we
Which,
need,
by the way, a playground. That's about.
well, acquisition could add up to it, yeah. Could, if I want to meet with Heba, do I need you to make that?
No, oh no, you could set up an email, you can set up a meeting with her.
Okay. Because it's gonna come under her, presentation for, capital. She's gonna be the one presenting it.
Yeah, but remember, you're not talking, I mean, at least from what I'm understanding. Is capital tends to be some sort of a tangible improvement,
No,
right?
no, the cost of these master plans is expensive,
Yes.
and has to be capped. That's my understanding. I'll double check, but
But I think,
I don't think
Well,
it's a general fund. I think it's a.
well, it's not that, but I think before you even get to the master plan, which I agree needs to be done, but you really need to start with just what is the vision? What are you ultimately trying to achieve? You're not trying to just get a master plan, you're trying to create a dedicated stream of funds for parks and recreation.
If I can interject, Chair Benson, I think we're talking the same thing because the master plan is gonna give us access, hopefully, right? To a potential future source of funds once it's done.
Yeah.
And we can go to do that. So it's the same thing. I hear what you're saying. A strategy paper, I think well thought out, research, compare us to other cities. Let's see what other cities are doing. And I think that gets people attention. If we're spending X and Watsonville's doing this, and Morgan Hill's doing this, and then, it kind of gets people that will wait behind it. And I think that's compelling thing
And
to do.
that's exactly what the youth commission did. They said, look, all of these cities that are, neighboring communities, they all have a youth center. Gilroy, which is bigger than a lot of them, doesn't. And that was their fundamental argument. Now, it's happened since then. But still, it was a strong, persuasive argument.
So what did happen? Just give me the 5-second deal.
Is they,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.
Well,
That could happen.
it's worth a shot.
If you're going to do a comparison, one city to the other, it'd also be good to do analysis of the current master plan. And note in there, in that master plan, where, that way you make a justification of why we need to move forward.
Yeah,
So Chair Benson, I heard that I'm willing to join this. Can you set up
Yeah.
a maybe set up a subcommittee that?
yeah, I think you and I need to, meet with, Heba.
Okay.
For sure.
And
How does this work in terms of what the commission, do we have to say A or nay? I mean,
No,
aye or
because
negative?
I'm the one who's gonna bring this to the council
Okay,
in an update, and
okay,
I think.
as a
it's-
representative
yeah.
of the commission.
Well, everything we do is gonna be run by all.
Yeah.
And I'm putting it out there
Yeah.
to make
Yeah.
sure that that's what's happening. Okay. Yeah,
So they'll lay down the groundwork and then they'll come back, report at the next meeting, here's our findings.
Mhm.
This is where we're heading. And then go.
Okay. Great. Any more questions? If not, then we'll go to the next one. Number 11, department updates. 11.1, recreation vision updates.
Okay, so in terms of the last report in your. Pictures.
what is it?
There. Okay, so, earlier this month, the senior center hosted Cinco de Mayo, and there were 110 seniors. who
Keep going.
participated.
I know. Sorry, excuse me.
In a lively celebration, we had Zumba dancing, there was a piñata, as well as a traditional Mexican meal served, a lot of fun. And so else, we had, Willy Wonka, I don't know if you got a chance, but, we did have. The performance, there were two casts because it was such a popular show. There were over 1,600 people who attended the performance, spanned over 2 weeks at Gilroy High School.
Nice.
Gilroy Recreation participated in a bike safety event at South Valley Middle School. This was in collaboration with the County Public Health Department. They're trying to promote more kids using bikes and using them safely. On the next page, it was mentioned earlier, fishability. So the actual event was held on April 27th at McAlpine Lake. We had 70 participants and it was co-sponsored with the Sportsmanship organization who does cooking and provides fishing, and also pays for the fish. And the participants had a great time. Oh, yes, this was great news. So, last month, I attended the annual Gilroy Foundation meeting and picked up $6,000 worth of, youth scholarship funding, that came from, organizations within the Gilroy Foundation. These monies come in annually, and this was the most we've ever received from this since I've been. So that's wonderful. It's a great way to replenish the fund. So currently, income eligible residents are able to receive per family member $120 a year. We're gonna raise it next year.
Wonderful.
Great.
Wonderful.
Also, as you know, we put on the annual fireworks display at Gilroy High School, and to help cover the costs. We actually received a grant from the county for $5,000.
The county.
And lastly, last week, thank you to Commissioners Bozo, Graham, and Ramirez for participating in the annual Bike to Wherever Day. Fun, thanks for your help, and good job. That concludes the recreation report. There's a lot more going on, but I just wanted to give you kind of a taste.
Thank you.
I thought about you all. What's sitting?
Yeah.
Okay, and 11.2 status of city parks.
So I've been focused on improvements, to highlight, the restroom at, Mulberry, Christmas Hill, the smaller existing restroom is projected to be finished and, repaired on the 30th, so next week.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Also, keeping with theme of restrooms, the pavilion restroom, that's the one that was burnt down. We are starting the, demo of the current slab, and we're, working to prep the pad, ready to receive the new building, the 19th of next month. We're slated to get the building here, so it's coming soon. Tennessee Drill Park, we've been working hard to refurbish the handball courts that I mentioned, broken concrete corners and chipping paint, so staff to re-concrete, patch a lot of the holes and strip the peeling paint. Should be finished with that this week. Just in time for they have a big tournament next month. Dog park received some improvements. We had the fence fenced around the actual water closet gates so that they can access from the dog park and also from the outside.
Do you have the levy, the dog park?
Yeah.
Okay.
We also ordered
Yeah.
2 new benches to add to the seating at the park
Oh, great.
and move the dog food can over away.
Okay.
Playground fiber park is set to be completed this week. They're doing all 7 parks. Miller, Sunrise, Los Adams, Carriage Hills, Christmas Hill Park, both the Royals, and Forest. This week. Playground fiber.
Mhm.
Rita Bateman, we're still working to get all of the parks areas renovated. Staff's been busy this week, got the ranch site, on the creek and there. The memorial site, staff completed the planting of the big oak trees and ran irrigation to those trees, but they're now set up for to right there. And sports park, we've got A1, the scoreboard's down, but ordered the new parts, the main circuit burnt out, so. Working on that repair. And the pop-up park doesn't pop up on your guys' radar much, but it's set to get dedication with the Donald Prieto Black
Mhm.
on
Great.
Which,
tentative
where is that? Is that the little, the piece of? That
next
piece
to
of,
the art center.
okay, it is that piece, that patch of land, grass, we call it pop. No, I know pop-up. but I
Was
just
gonna
wanna
be
make sure.
temporary, but now it's. And when are the
Inclusive panels.
inclusive things coming?
Those we're looking the end of, towards the end of June.
Okay,
We've received most of the panels that vendors send back the post to get the correct.
okay, okay.
So it's in the-
I think that's gonna be a real big hit for, downtown, people take the kids and stuff. Okay. Bicycle and ped, encouragement and education, nothing. How did his ride go up there?
Does anyone know?
Okay, and number 13, Commissioner Park reports and comments. My first one, I'm on Delray Park. I went before my surgery and it's looking fine, but there's some issues I've already turned in to John, and I do have those pictures I never sent you, but I should. And it has to do with, things around the trees and the stuff coming up, the wood coming up. I went into Sidney Casper Park today. I walked it, and the hopscotches are painted. There's no scratch offs. It's all painted again. And one of them doesn't have numbers, but who cares? It had color. So I loved it. I know that I didn't notice today, but the other day, the fountain that also serves dogs and people, the dog one was really kind of like running over. So if that hasn't been checked, I didn't check it today, but you might want to have somebody check it. And then Ren's, I just did a drive-by because I'm not driving, so I have to go where people take me. So anyway, so Sam, yours.
I went to all 3 parks, but I didn't stop. I just made a visual review of them.
Mhm.
And I noticed that El Roble is having pavement being done so that the
Yeah,
detours
We're
were
working on.
on that side of the street.
Yeah.
But I still haven't talked to the lady who wanted to know why she couldn't reserve her park up at was it the one up on a,
Oh, Carriage Hills,
what is it?
Carriage Hills.
Yeah.
Some parks aren't reservable.
Yeah.
Right.
Most.
Yeah, it's like, I'm gonna run through the same problem in Sydney Castle Park
Yeah,
in July.
I just wanted to get back to her to let her know that someone listened.
And so it's first come,
Yeah,
first served,
that's
we
it.
did check. Yep. Okay, and Doc's not here, so we don't have any Christmas Hill Ranch site, Hager Pass, Forest for Sunrise. Well, Terry.
You know what? My parks all look good. They're pretty, they just work. Carol's always feral.
Do you have the same as Doc or no?
I shouldn't, I haven't in the
I know
past. What's happened?
it's both say Christmas Hill Parks Ranch site, Christmas Hill Park Ranch, both you and him.
Christmas Hill is not my park.
Okay, then that's.
So it's on my
You
plan.
have Los Rios Rainbow.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that we're getting on Rainbow, getting those trees. An old commissioner from years ago, Terry
Terry
Berry, texted me about 4 weeks ago and asked, what's going on with those trees that we planted, how long ago, and why they aren't, so I'll have real good information for her. But other than that, like I said, I don't see, the parks are immaculate, unless somebody goes in there and just absolutely destroys it, which is a rare thing. It's good, and the sports park is always, it's an interesting park, because you get people in the afternoon, like towards the evening afternoon, so that it was being used just the other day when I was there. But other than that, they're fine, and like I said, El Redway Park is its own little thing, with the tracked tennis courts back there, and just who it is, but it's a well-attended, true neighborhood park, so they're all good. You guys do a great job.
Luis?
Same with my parks, they all look good. I was just wondering when you get the tree stumps at the San Isidro, are they coming up soon? You know?
They're on the radar, we gotta get, either we're gonna pick them ourselves or get them stumped.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
But the lights look good, those new lights and stuff look pretty good over there. Like I told you, Los Animas, and the guy running through the thing with his bike and making holes in the grass and that kind of stuff. It's good.
Yeah, the same one on the red bike.
Yeah,
The
same one.
giants out there too.
Yeah.
Oh, is it the red bike guys again? Are they out and around?
The ones in.
Yeah, the ones,
Like,
yeah, the ones that jeez, yeah, but I haven't seen them by going high,
I mean,
and I've been
remember
looking.
last year when you were chair, we were gonna do the Los Animas meet in the park kind of deal, do we still wanna do that? Coffee in the
Yeah,
park?
Oh, that's right.
I mean,
Not in
maybe,
our work.
that's not our work plan.
It was something we just kind of like,
But maybe it's something we want to do, maybe help us, something like
I'm
that,
in.
who knows,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should still maybe getting it in the work plan next year.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
deal. I don't know if they're still having a lot of problems with the vagrants and stuff like that. Okay, so on 14, staff comments, give you any questions?
None?
Just a FYI, I forgot to mention, Christmas Hill Park, when we do the restroom install, we're gonna be drying out the fields. Right,
Oh,
they're gonna,
what does that mean, drying out
well,
let go dead?
The rest, not completely
The
dead, but
dry?
just making sure the trucks can drive up there, cause they're prefab buildings.
Yeah.
Okay,
They'll come in on a big rigs and.
you'll probably have all of the local area people that live there all going out there and staring, it's kind of a thing. It's like when the levee overflows, we all go out there, when something big is happening, we all go out there and wanna know what's going on, so.
Thanks. And, Matt, you're here, you're here,
Yeah, I think John's, for comments, I think John's for a 6-man crew and a new supervisor 6 months in, I think they're doing.
Oh, he's done that. Yeah.
I think you're doing a great job.
Great.
And how are those hires coming that I
They're
was on
coming, we
the
got
Laurel
some neat
board?
skill sets coming.
Yeah,
With concrete guys can tackle some more sidewalk issues,
nice,
working on a contract for what's called sidewalk slicing, so we can quickly remove some of the trip hazards.
Oh,
Instead of replacing panels, so
Yes.
there's a lot coming on the pipeline and John's juggling a lot, so. For me, man, you guys are
yay,
doing awesome.
okay. Future commissioner initiated items, we talked about June having the Red Barn people here. So what's gonna happen with what Bryce wants to,
Bryce will continue his.
yeah,
Or then.
so can we get them in for like 20 minutes?
The webinar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can contact him.
Yeah, get ahold of Gary and Mike. Tell them we're gonna give him that long, and that's it. Okay. And then if no other questions, comments, then I say we adjourn at 7:20.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, good job.
I-
Melinda will be proud of us.
Oh, my.
Then if you start doing anything tomorrow, Public Works Day, out here in City Hall parking lot.
What?
From noon to 4:30, stop by.
All right.
Hmm.